Hello, people. We're 94% hype train. Woohoo! All these resubs. My God, we had Mr. Sadiq, we got Grim and Mina dropping the resubs, and an anonymous gifted tier 1 sum to complete the hype train.
Good on you, roasted.
It was either roasted.
Not me. It's not me. I swear.
It's not me. You swear. I don't know about that. You've done it before.
I can't believe it gifted it to the fucking bot of all things.
But Hype Train level 1 completed. Thank you so much for resubs. So Sadiq 20 months, Grim 9 months, Mina 18 months resub, and Anonymous gifted tier 1 sub to the bot.
So you could have at least given it to Magic.
I didn't. I mean, I'm gonna give it to a bot of all things.
I don't know why it does that. I mean, the bot should never ever be subbed.
Yeah, but it just sees it as another viewer. That's the thing.
Look, Trash, you've been following me for 3 years and 2 months. Holy crap, that's far too long.
That's stalking.
Yeah, that's what they call it, I think. There you go, 2 years, 16 days for Sadiq.
Is it stalking if you enjoy the person?
Nutty's only been following me for 9 months.
Nutty!
And
Wow.
Grim drops a gifted sub for Magic the Gamer.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to like ponder that, you know, because then it's like a courtship. It's not really stalking.
You have to defect that relationship.
Yeah. So you've been in a relationship with evil Trashy for however long
It's only
years.
stalking if you make it anonymous.
Yeah, well, true,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm a stalker.
Well, it's good that you admit to it. Now you get help.
Look, I'm not
Yeah.
very good at it, like I said.
What's me to say now, LOL Bears, other than the brother? What does that make you? Did I say I followed him? I don't think I follow him.
He didn't follow me. I mean,
Oh no, I mean, I suppose I did if you count the Twitch stuff.
well, yeah, true.
So
We
stalker?
didn't really meet young enough for him to follow me around as a younger brother. So
That's true.
bots need loving and chicken is up for it from Grim.
We're living in the future. Cherry 2000.
Great.
Maybe I'll finally lose my... No, sorry, I'm not going
I was supposed to be able to turn my lights on so people can actually see my face, eh?
Turn them off. No, turn them off.
No one wants to see the Dungeon Master, do we?
Now you look pale as all stuff.
It's,
You actually
well,
look
I am
healthy.
playing Strahd, so I kind of have to be pale, I guess. But it is what it is. Welcome to Wednesday night Curse of Strahd, ladies and germs. Glad to see all the peoples coming in and hanging out. Grim, Mina, Magic, Nutty. Can we get a shout out for Magic the Gamer, please, and for Yanti One?
Yes, great story and Yanti's campaign. Love it. We're just talking about it behind the
100%.
scenes.
We were
loving it.
just talking about last Friday's game and just the battle and the RP and the character deaths, the epicness of the episode was great. And coming from me, who is currently in limbo, waiting to be possibly resurrected, is absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was probably one of my favourite sessions so far. So, had plenty of positive comments from it as well, which is awesome. So, make sure you go follow Ms. Yanti and come and hang out with us, not this coming Friday, but the following Friday when we return, and see if we can resurrect a couple of semi-dead characters, which shouldn't be too much hassle. Hopefully, maybe, never know. It's all part of the game. Well, we're not fully dead yet. We're sort of mostly dead. Quoting Princess Bride, we're not all dead, just mostly dead.
We have shafts in the cameras.
So wait a minute, you'd be the undead.
I wanted more to
Not
die.
quite.
I'm not going to lie. I'm
Not-
going to be honest.
not quite, not undead, not yet, because we're technically dead, kinda.
Oh, I know. You're bodily challenged.
Bodily challenge. Okay, if people would say that. Hey, Grim, cut that. He would wake up for that and punch you in the nose. Just saying.
Oh, if only there was a bard that could help Wilson with the wish spell. Imagine that being brought back by wish by a bard of all things.
Hype train success.
You know, just a funny idea for deaths coming from hit. They never come back the same. Maybe they die, and when they get resurrected, if they get resurrected,
They switch bodies.
you make them roll a new character anyway.
Or do you make them switch bodies?
Stats, yeah.
Like play the old body with the new character's mind.
Aura Master streams. All right, how many dragons have been
I
seduced?
like that idea. That sounds awesome.
The answer is 42.
Magic was straight there with it too.
Yep. It was crap. It was absolute crap. All right. D&D, let's get into it. Get into tonight's episode of The Curse of Strahd. I believe it's episode 48. We're getting close to that. We're literally 4 episodes away from 1 year in this campaign. So that is awesome. This campaign's been going a long time. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. No one's dead yet, but it's coming soon.
To a Twitch site near you.
Keeping count of what, Aura Master?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Emilia gets a luck from Grim. Oh, yeah, the answer is always 42, Aura Master. It's always 42.
Not sure if I've wasted channel points here, Grim.
You never know. You never know. Anywho, let's get into tonight's session, guys. Recap from a brief recap this time. I'm trying to get them down to about a paragraph. Last we left off, you had all bed down for the night in the abandoned mansion of the Order of the Silver Dragon, otherwise known as Argynvost Manor. Emilia bound for hers and for your safety, as her slow decline is becoming more and more evident. Watches organised, some of you drift off to sleep. During the course of the evening and during the during the watches that have been organised throughout the night, many of you had interesting experiences with Emilia and her eyes that were not her own, and the voice of Strahd taunting you. Following morning, you continued your search through the second floor. You found a master bedroom of sorts which had a painting of a noble man above the fireplace, which you believed to, after closer inspection, found out was Argynvost himself, the human form of the dragon that founded this order. You eventually found a flooded storeroom, went through another set of doors, found a old throne sitting in a balcony above the chapel, a bathroom with a mural painted around the outside, and then after hearing some strange noises behind a curtain, Adok and Karnos investigate, and inadvertently Adok uncovers the severed head of Zadriel sitting on a statue plinth of sorts. After some time, Karnos realizes that it's just a bust, the head of Argynvost, but Adok still sees the severed head of Zadriel and reacts quite energetically. Eventually, after grabbing for it, realizing that it was nothing more than an illusion, much discussion was had, and Fibblestib offered some insights into the strange occurrences that have been surrounding the group, and believes that Barovia is responsible for whatever this is, and attempts to use a lesser restoration on Adok, who's been acting not strangely but different in the last few days. The successful restoration restores Adok from his dark gift that he'd received, and his newly found courage seems to have left him for the time being. Whether that courage was within him already and it just helped him put it out there, or whether it is definitely not in Adok to be courageous at all, remains to be seen. But we will rejoin you now as you continue your search of Argynvost. Oops, wrong scene. Even guys haven't got any tokens on there yet. Here we go. So you are still on the second floor of the mansion. You were outside of the bathroom that Adok had discovered, and where the statue was. You'd all just regrouped, ready to continue your search around the mansion. So it is now over to you, players, to continue where you left off.
Shall we keep going down this hallway over here? It looks open.
Yeah. At the moment, I've been sort of doing the pre-scouting. Are you guys happy with me still pre-scouting?
No, I'm okay with it.
Just a quick question, dear.
Yes.
What time is it during the day? Do we roughly know?
You guys had just pretty much got up in the morning and had probably spent maybe an hour getting to this point. So it's still morning. Like it's still relatively early. I'm just going to move you guys down this hallway. So as you walk down the hallway, what you see is pretty much the same as what you saw on the other side. A couple of statues flanking the walls of another hall. Further down to the left, you see a set of double doors and another spiral staircase. This is still, as you look to your right as you move down, you do see the obviously the overhang down to the main floor. And so basically, as you turn down, move down the hallway slightly and look to your left, you'll see the remains of the hallway. You remember from your exploration downstairs where you inadvertently upset the large spiders from below, that part of the mansion has collapsed. As you sort of look to your left as you reach this hallway, I'll give the control back over to you guys for now, so you guys can sort of move yourselves into a better position on this hallway.
Just so you know, I'm just seeing the main map. I'm not seeing any tokens or anything.
Refresh then. Reload. It's showing you on this map, so.
I'm just going to search this little area here, team, just to make sure there's no trap works or anything. And then, should we go down this corridor or should we proceed to the door closer to the stairway there?
Stairway? Maybe.
Careful of these spiders underneath. They can climb, probably.
Yeah, let's not go into that room.
Yeah.
Everyone roll a perception check for me. First roll of the night.
Perceptic. 13.
Okay, so everyone over a 12.
19.
So all those over a 12, I just need to make an adjustment here on my chat settings. Enable chat button. Turn that off. So, as all those over a 12, you do from this doorway, or from this area down here, it appears to be, actually open that up, appears to be an open doorway. And from there you can hear the same sounds that you heard downstairs, the skittering, the heavy skittering of feet, which you recognise. You've dealt with these creatures before, the large arachnids across a few times you've encountered them in Barovia. You can hear them sort of on the rubble below, and seems like possibly on the outside. They don't seem like they're getting closer or getting louder, but they're definitely there somewhere. So Zadriel, you're definitely correct that if you're too loud, you may attract the attention of these particular creatures.
Adok, hearing what's happening below, is immediately going to walk as tentatively as he can and just cling ever so gently to the behind of Zadriel. Not her behind, but like on the armor. I phrased that wrong. The armor, like just grab.
He's gonna grab your behind, little Adok hands.
All right. Well, it's fun playing D&D. See you later.
So
Hold your bear. Hold your bear.
yeah, Zadriel, you do feel Adok sort of just. You've got your clothing under your arm, and it sort of hangs out one side of your armor beneath your armor, and you feel a slight tug on your clothing on your left hand side, and as you turn and look down, you see Adok sort of looking very nervous, and just sort of not pulling on it hard, just gently hanging on to your clothing, with a genuine look of concern at what you guys are hearing.
Just put my large shield kind of in front of me so that he's behind my shield basically, and he feels safer as I walk.
Skathis, if you want to come over by me, I can show you how to search a door for traps if you like.
We don't need to look at the door. We need to go near the stairs.
Oh, you want to actually go down the stairs?
Doesn't that go up?
It goes up.
Sorry, up.
Yeah, so those stairs definitely ascend. I'll just pause it there so no one inadvertently runs up there before you're ready. So as you reach that double door there, you look to your right, and the stairwell ascends upwards into darkness, into the upper levels of the Argynbos Manor.
All right. Do you want me to check the stairway for trap type equipment, trap wires, or anything as the such?
Go forth, my friend.
All right, in that case, Skathis, I'll show you how to search for les traps. Now, if you look here, check the doorway for tripwire area, and I'm going to search for traps.
Okay, Skathis, are you just observing, or are you going to essentially aid him in this endeavour as he's showing you what to do? You're going to look for what he's looking for?
Observing.
Okay, so just a straight roll? 11. As you watch Karnos slowly he looks around the door frame, looks around the floor, up to the side, looking for, and he explains to you as he's doing it, like, this is where you look for a possible tripwire about this level. And if you look further up, you might see a discoloration in the stone, or just something that looks out of place that could potentially mean a mechanical style trap. And as he explains it, you should take it on board. And it seems like not a difficult thing to do. With an 11, you're pretty sure that there's no devices of that nature in this particular area.
And you see, Skathis, if we've searched properly, then we should see, like we have here, that there doesn't seem to be anything. And I'll head up the stairs if I can.
You can. Everyone can now head up the stairs if you wish. Someone headed down the stairs, I think. No, got 3, there we go.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, have I set that wrong? It did go downstairs. Oh no, it's going upstairs.
You sure now?
Yep. Everyone's moving over where they should be. Might take a while for this to load. Here we go. Zoom in here. We have everybody. I believe we have everybody. Oh, it's just taken a while for those tokens to float over. So I'll just move people around so we're not all standing on top of each other. Alrighty then. So, just so... Did I? Just going to quickly check something here, guys. There we go. Reset the fog of war. I hadn't reset it. So right now you're standing in a hallway, which, as you proceed forth, Karnos, you'd be the first to see it if you move up, as you were the first up the stairs. You see a T intersection, essentially. Looking down the hallway directly in front of you, you see two doors. Two single doors, one at the very end and one off to the left just slightly. You have a hallway leading to the north and one to the south.
I just creep forward and I just poke my head around the corner to look to my right and then to my left. Just my head.
Okay, so move yourself in the center so you can see it and move back. That's cool. It opens up the view for you. So what you see as you peer to the right is a similar sight that you saw downstairs. Obviously you realize that these rooms are above the destroyed rooms where you were just previously. You again see an open door. When I go over here, we'll open that one up. You see an open door which also leads to just daylight outside. You see daylight from the destroyed corridor end. As you peer to the left, you see similar destruction to your left. As you look, you see just rubble, wood, stone, all manner of things that have just looks like it's fallen in from the roof above. And as you look up, you can see an opening in the roof where something, or maybe just time, has destroyed part of the roof of this manor and has left it lying in the hallway and has destroyed some of the walls. But pretty much that is it.
Alright team, there's some rubble either side of the hall. There's an open door. Which side do you think?
Emilia, where did you see this person you heard in the window? Is it up?
There's in a window looking out over the graveyard area. I don't know where that is from here. I'm assuming probably straight ahead down at the very end.
If my eyes serve me right, or directions serve me right, would we not be taking the left here then?
Yeah, you would left and then probably a right at the end.
Alright. East forward team, try and keep together. Remember that hallway downstairs that cut us off? We don't want to be separated again. So we'll try and all move as a team if everyone's happy with that.
Okay.
So Karnos taking the lead moves forward. So as you all move forward together, so you guys can move up and put yourself in position in and around Karnos. So Karnos, I'll get you to stop there. Yeah, you would stop because you would notice it. It's not something that is not noticeable. As you turn, why is that not showing? There it is. As you turn into this room, well, turn and look into this room, the windows, the lights that are streaming through you can see the mist and the dust, like, you know how you get that light coming through a dusty window, and the room's old and dusty, and it's just the light shafts sort of coming through. Not bright because of the dim day, but the west wall of this 50-foot long, 30-foot wide audience hall is crumbled, leaving a gaping hole in the roof above and a pile of rubble. Weapons and shields once hung from the walls have fallen to the floor and succumbed to rust. A large wooden throne, carved to resemble that of a dragon, with unfolding wings, faces 3 tall windows to the west. Slumped in the throne, from where you can see, is a figure. It is armored, and with one gauntlet on the right hand side, you can see as you sort of peer around Karnos, and the rest of you, so if you sort of moved in position, would see this as well, is resting on the hilt of a greatsword, sort of sitting on the ground, leaning up over what would possibly be his legs. You can't really tell from this angle. It is unmoving.
Karnos,
Yeah.
what do you see?
I see what looks to be a throne. Could be a dragon-shaped throne. It's like unfurling its wings. There's some sort of, I can't see much of it, just an arm and a leg and a sword. How to proceed? Anyone?
Perhaps we should all move up to... I mean, something asked us to help, so maybe this ghost asked to help?
Okay, just once again in my travels, and I'll try and keep the story small. This is a perfect opportunity for tripwires or pull levers. If you try and steal something, just check it out first, team.
Is there like something that we should be looking for in terms of tripwires?
Or you mean the dead reanimating?
Does your sword feel anything? Didn't you say it can feel things? Like,
You mean me, my sword?
yeah, your sword.
It's the sword of the sun. Well, and I take out the sword of the sun, and I don't light it up. I just take it out and try to feel what it's feeling.
Roll a perception check for me. So, guys, put yourself in the position you think you would be in around Karnos, and we'll move into some RP a little bit here.
Just 9.
Just 9?
Yeah.
It's just a similar feeling you've been getting all along. That you feel like that it's relatively happy with the progress you're making. It's not like you don't feel remorse, you don't feel anger or hatred or anything else. It's a relatively positive feeling.
Just a quick question to the DM.
Yes.
As Adolf's looking around the room, is there anything that he perceives to be of value in this room?
Roll perception.
12.
Not really. Like all the old weapons that you see here, the old shields are all rusty and the wood looks rotting. Whatever's been here has been here a long time. So there's nothing that you can potentially... The throne, maybe, could be worth something to the right people. Possibly. Maybe the armor the corpse is wearing. Definitely the sword, from what you can see. But apart from that, you're not entirely sure. I mean, I don't know whether Addox dealt with weapons and armor, but they look like they could be worth something to the right person.
Alright, I've just got a thought. Carlos or Zadriel, see that armor and that weapon over there? It might be something magical. If you two would like to go and have a look, and let me know, I'll be waiting here. Bring it back to me.
I hold the sun sword to my chest, unlit, with it facing up as if I'm, like Thundercats looking through the pommel hand area.
Yeah.
And I say, out loud, DM, please show me the truth of this place. And I use my divine sense to detect good and evil, celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
You get a strong feeling of undead in this room.
Ooh.
From directly behind you, which, as you turn and sort of glance over your shoulder, Emilia is there, so that kind of makes sense.
Oh, so angry.
But you also feel it strongly in the room.
Other than Emilia, who I get an extremely undead feeling from, there's undead auras emitting from this room. Do you feel it, Zadriel?
I do my divine sense as well.
You get the same
thing.
You get the same strong feeling of undead in this room, and obviously behind you.
Should we say anything, or should we just arm ourselves?
As you start discussing this, and your divine senses, you reach out with it. Karnos, because you're probably looking directly at the throne still. You see the gauntleted hand on the hilt of the sword tighten around the handle. And then you all hear, "If you have come to destroy me, know this. I perished defending this land from an evil over 4 centuries ago. And because of my failure, I am forever doomed. If you destroy this body, my spirit will find another, and I will hunt you down. Cannot free me from my damnation, nor would I wish it.
We are here to kill Strahd. Can you help us?
You have come to free this land from the creature that feasts on the blood of the innocent. Know this, there is no monster I hate more than Strahd von Zarovich. He slew Argynvost, broke the life of the knight I loved, and destroyed the valiant order in which I devoted my life. But Strahd has already died once. He can't be allowed to die again. Instead, he must suffer eternally in the hell of his own creation, from which he can never escape. Whatever can be done to bring him misery and unrest, I will do. But I will destroy anyone who tries to end his torment.
Zadriel, I feel like it's probably the best time to leave.
What do you all think? Quickly, before he makes a decision.
Leave.
No?
Leave.
So I mean, he hates Strahd and wants Strahd to suffer.
But he doesn't want him to die.
I think the best way to make Strahd suffer is to take away all his power.
How do we do that?
I'm more of the thinker of
Find
things.
Argynvost's skull. Return it to his mausoleum. Light the beacon. Set us free.
Well, it sounds like these guys could do it then. Maybe.
You could be right, Fibble.
Skull. Do you know where this skull is, Mr. Sir?
Yep.
Resides in the place of darkness.
It's in Emilia's chest
It's
then.
Emilia, yes. That's what I was going.
I
Place of
think
darkness.
think he means like somewhere.
Tomb? A tomb?
I believe it may be in Strahd's castle.
Roll insight. Skathis, Zadriel, and Fibblestib.
I was gonna say the whole of these lands is dark, so that's like it's it could be like a cave.
16.
It's really non-specific.
Got a 19 plus 5 for 24.
So, 24. Actually, Skathis, you're within 5 feet, so 10 feet of Zadriel, so you'd get a +5 as well. Is that just on saves or all checks?
Saves. But I got a +5 to my.
Oh, you got a +5 anyway. Okay, cool.
Insight, so I roll in my new dice. So
Yep, cool. I was making sure. I just wasn't sure that was the aura or the
no,
that was you natively. So 24,
What?
16 to
What,
do it
your
anyway.
Your new large dice.
a new biggest.
You biggins. So yeah. So Fibble, did you roll inside as well?
Yeah, I got 12.
12. Yeah. You're not sure, but Zadriel and Skathis. Skathis, the moment you say the words You think it's in the castle. Zadriel, you go, makes sense. Zadriel, roll a history check for me as well, please. Because you have been in the castle recently, or more recently than anybody else.
18?
18. You had been walked through the castle while under the influence of Strahd's power. You had walked the darkened halls. You'd also been into the damp, musty crypts beneath the castle. Walking through those crypts, you spied several different crypts. You were taken to his parents' crypt. In passing, you remember seeing a large dragon skull on the wall of another crypt. You can't remember the exact location, but you remember seeing that dragon skull, and it stood out to you in your mind, and it didn't really mean anything to you until just now.
Yeah, I think I saw a skull of a dragon in the crypts at the castle when I was there, so...
Great. Well, we're not never getting that back.
We could.
No, that's like doom. That's death. That's like walking into a pool of lava. It's just something that you don't, in your rational mind, do.
Well, not yet.
No one said this would be easy.
Okay, but there's like easy and then there's death. There's a clear distinction between.
Or we could
Could be an
get
easy death.
It would. It very much would.
we could get Emilia to invite Strahd to a dinner. The two evil ones eat together while we pillage what we need from the castle.
And who are they going to be eating?
I look at Scathus, but then I glance back and shake my head.
I don't know.
I've got an idea. Maybe one of you two at the front can ask this fella if there's anything that he can give us that could help torment Strahd, yeah? If that's what his goal is, maybe there's...
To ask him.
I'm not doing it.
And I push the goblin forward in front of me, like...
We know his strength is shit, so you can't really resist it. So you get shoved forward a few feet out in the front.
Excuse me, Mr. Whatever your name is.
Leave this place.
Yep, fair enough. All right. Well, I tried. That was it. No. Oh, fuck. Okay. Look, I will. Real quick. Just, I'm just wondering. Yeah, because you said that your mission, so to speak, was to ruin Strahd's life and make it horrible. That is what we're doing. We're not here to kill him. No, we just want to make him suffer like you do. But the difference is, we need to live to do it, because we're not you. Have you got something that you can give us to help us do that?
You ask much of me.
I apologize. It's just I was asking to help you, help me, to help us all, and to the clear goal that is togetherness of each other. Satchel, I'm gonna die. Help me.
I pulled him back behind my shield.
And as with that, he stands slowly from his throne. And this guy, for want of a better term, is a hulking individual, standing almost 7 feet tall, fully clad in plate armor. His armor, you hear his armor sort of scraping as he stands. The great sword that he stands and turns and faces you with, now at his side, the hilt coming almost up to just about his chest height, is a massive sword. And he turns towards you his eyes glowing a very deep, deep purple. All you see is you don't see any features from beneath the helmet. The helmet has darkened his face. And he simply states once more, this time in a much louder, more menacing sort of voice, and it echoes through these old rooms. Find the skull. Return the order to its glory. Leave this place.
I get on one knee with my shield, and I, in like a Joan of Arc kind of bow, and say, "We will free your people." And I nod, and I'll get up to go.
suit.
I'll get up to go after them.
Adok has started heading towards the exit.
I will. There we go. I will unpause so you guys can back away to where you wish to go.
You can't follow suit with.
Yeah, don't go too far,
Sedriel.
but just back away to where you think you'll go. So you all move back to that main hall.
Yes.
As you start backing away, you see him start to reseat himself, and as the last of whoever's last to sort of move out of the room and down the hall, would see him basically return to the seated resting position that you found him in.
Emilia would move forward towards him and should curtsy and thank him for his time. And should just say, is there anything in the manor that we would find of value? Just out of question.
He doesn't move. You would loot the home of my ancestors.
I have no reason to loot your castle. I'm just trying to stop my friends from getting distracted on the way out. Nothing you have is of any value to me.
Leave this place.
Emilia smiles, curtsies, and leaves the room.
And from our position, DM, do we hear any of that?
You would have heard the final leave this place because that would have been booming and would have echoed through the entire third floor or second floor.
Don't think he likes me.
What did you ask
Probably
him?
leave this place.
Okay.
Yeah, what did you say to upset him again?
Oh, just asked a question.
What was the question?
Pretty much just reiterated the same thing that Adok asked, but since I'm pretty, I figured he'd like me better.
How very humble of you, Emilia.
The dude's got like half his face missing. Do you really think that he cares about whether or not you're pretty?
Eh?
He
Strahd came
might-
to me first thing.
Would there be any chance to do an insight
On who?
on Emilia?
Or
that
what
being said,
specifically?
What she said, whether I believe her and what she's saying was the truth on...
Was pretty
Scathus, do you find her pretty?
No.
Oh, that's a lie. Or insult roll.
Insult roll.
Insult
Yeah,
roll, yeah.
insult
Insult
roll.
roll, exactly.
A natural 20 on the insult roll.
So you can roll insight, Skathis, if you feel that Skathis wouldn't believe what Emilia said.
17 on mine.
16.
Well, I mean, does Skathis find Emilia pretty or not?
No. I'm a tiefling. Jeez.
And Emilia was, if you're being deceptive, roll deception and give me your number. If you're not being deceptive, let us know.
I wouldn't class that as deception because, I mean, I pretty much did it on. It was pretty much the same question as what Adok asked.
Pretty much, yeah. I'd
I
say, I mean,
I can give you a deception roll if you want.
yeah. Again, you tell me. You tell me whether you believe Emilia was being deceptive with that.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Yeah. -3 on deception.
I mean, whether she was being truthful or not, Skathis, you don't believe her. I think at this point it doesn't really matter whether you're being deceptive or not. It's just whether Skathis believes what you say, and I would say Skathis doesn't believe.
I don't trust her. Really don't trust her.
You say that out loud, Skathis.
Yep.
Yes. Emily, I think it's best you stick with the group. Fibble, any chance you can keep your weapon trained on her at all times?
Trained? No, but I can keep an eye on her.
Yes, since I am trying to lead through doorways, it would be easier if someone did. Skathis, you too, maybe.
What?
Emily, where are you going, Emilia?
Leaving this place.
Yeah, I thought that's. Are we still gonna?
And she
You know what?
disappears downstairs.
I have a story to tell Ganos for once and every one of you while we leave and follow Emilia.
So we follow as a group.
So we walk and talk.
Okay, so move yourself back to the stairwell, because it will take you back downstairs.
Boop.
Oh, so I didn't need to go down the stairs, then I could just go straight over the banister.
Yeah, if you go over the banister, you'll fall, because it's like 25 feet and you'll take falling damage. Just so you know.
Oh, is that not the front door?
That's not the front door. That's the next floor. So if you do put yourself out there, you will fall and you will take damage.
Oh, well, yeah, find the stairs.
Can't go down.
Oh, do we go down this way?
Fall to your death. Do it.
Go down one more, Fibble. There you go.
Oh no, we don't go down that way.
Loading, slowly, loading.
Yeah, just Fibble. Wait, stop moving. I will move you back there. I'll move you guys back here. Just give
There
us
you
a
go.
second.
Move us to the first floor.
I'm
I was
downstairs.
trying to find the trigger point for it to go downstairs.
I will move you all downstairs to make it easier. Might take a little while to activate, so don't try and move until it's fully loaded.
You know, my father, he gave a baby dragon egg once to the family, and
Oh, don't move, guys. Don't move. I'm just going to bring you
tell
all.
the story while we
Yeah,
wait.
tell your story.
And he told us one day that it would not be able to be a pet anymore, and that we would either have to kill it, or it would hurt the family, or we would set it free and it could hurt the village. And we had a secret gesture when things got too dangerous, and she touches her nose. You know, in case it started to harm someone, we could stop it before it got too far. And I look at Garnos and Skathis and Adok and people. So it's a good story.
Yeah, but we don't have a pet, so.
I didn't say it was relevant. I was just saying it's interesting, Adok.
I go up to Adok and tap him on the shoulder and go,
It's not a story that's real. It's kind of about Emilia being the dragon.
With that,
But she's a
Skater
dragon
touches
now.
his-
What?
Skater
Oh
touches
my
his nose as well.
I'm
I hear-
just saying, if it ever gets to a point when, we feel in danger.
Oh, we'll just kill her. It's simple.
Adok, shut up.
And
I
hear
thought we all knew that.
You would have heard Adok, definitely.
Yeah, of course I can't turn around for that one. That's fine.
You good?
It's in roleplay mode.
It's
doesn't
up.
matter
It's
where
up. It doesn't matter which way you're facing.
I mean, she like knows that, yeah. I mean, Emilia, we know we're gonna kill you eventually, probably.
Yeah, I've said that that's the case, so it's just the whole being sneaky about it. It's not necessary.
Yeah, see, like, but just see, it's fine. Just kill her, burn her. You know?
Okay, Emilia,
would you like
if
to
you
die?
go off again, I will kill you. There you go. Huh?
Yeah, well, that's not really relevant.
He could have killed us all because you thought you were pretty and could get away with a question, you know? You have to be careful.
I think the thing is, if you're going to go and do things without the group, and we've done this before, I think we've spoken about this before. We've been around a few days now together. If we separate, we need to let other people know what we're doing first. Even me, I like to do crazy out there weird things. Everyone knows that. But as of recent times, I have tried to do what I think what's right for the group and will keep us all alive, Emilia. And unfortunately, some of the things you do aren't pointing in the direction of keeping us all alive. So, looking around these people that we have begun to... Oh, Steve's whinnying at us. Looking about these people we have begun to, want to take care of, including you, Emilia, we just need to be a bit more cautious of how we endanger each other. I think that's what we're saying.
And then I look back to the group and I say,
But also remember, Strahd wants us to infight, so we need to be careful what we do amongst ourselves as well. I'm not perfect either.
and are we moving out the door?
I think Steve is in trouble. We should probably go.
I believe the doors are still open. So as you guys move forward, it's going to be a bit of an RP here for a second, so I'm not going to let you guys actually move. I will move you as you sort of move forward towards the door. I need everyone to make a perception roll as you all head towards the doorway.
Ooh!
Oh shit, rolls aren't getting any better.
So anyone over a 15?
Dirty 20.
17.
Nat 1, 6.
No one.
2, 6.
Woohoo! So those over a 15, immediately you would notice that Steve is gone. He's no longer there. The winner you heard may or may not have been him, but he's no longer where you tethered him, where you tied him up. Instead, about here, outside by the statue, you see a cart, a covered cart, just sitting out there. No horse, just a cart.
Fibble,
Yeah.
did you order a cart? Phone a taxi type thing.
What the hell's a taxi? And no, I didn't order. Well, we had a cart and then we broke it.
Well, if you poke your eyes out that door, do you see what I see?
No,
No.
I can't look out the door.
You can. I'm just not letting you move.
Who ordered the... Which one of you ordered the cart?
I don't think that anyone ordered a cart.
So, Fibble, do you have a look out the door with what Carnos has said?
Yeah, I have a look.
So, with that, everyone would sort of cautiously peer outside before heading out, and you would see what the higher perception saw. You see a covered wagon of sorts, a canvas top cart, like a cart with a canvas top over it, just sitting out in the driveway area of this manor.
Does Adult recognize if this is similar to in style or perhaps gravings to the one that we blew up?
No. In fact, Fibblestead would probably recognise the style of it as a Vistani cart, very similar to the ones Vistani use. Ones that you would have seen definitely before. All of you would probably recognise it as the style of covered wagon that the Vistani have used, because you have been to a small Vistani camp.
Maybe that elf in the wine room called us a
Oh my
bride.
god. This is why I said that we should have killed him, and it didn't make sense. And now he's come back with his crew because we healed him, and we're going to die because they work for Strahd. I tried to warn you, Carnos, you were right. I always believed that you were right. See, be suspicious, everyone. You're not suspicious enough, and I'm trying to survive, and then we're all going to die. Very well. You know what? Fuck it. I'm walking outside.
Go up to Adolf. Slap him.
Maybe one of the little sneaky ones can go look in the cart.
Yeah. We just had that discussion about not separating without a plan. So, if the plan is someone sneaky, that's great, but Adolf, please don't just walk out the door.
Look, if we're going to die, I might as well just, make it quick and merciless, right? Yeah? Everyone? Yeah? Thumbs up.
Yeah, I still have that first
That slap hurt.
gift, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I activate it.
This is you've got it for the remainder of this day.
Yeah.
So, do you say what you're doing, or you just do it?
Just do it.
Scathus disappears.
Oh,
you all
found the
disappeared.
ring.
We just said don't separate. Where did he go?
But yes, Scathus vanishes from sight.
It's always saying is precious, and that goddamn ring.
I head over to the cart, inspect it.
As you get out to the cart, Scathus, I'll move you for this, because you probably can't see yourself anyway.
I can.
You can?
I see kind of a
Okay.
ghost figure.
Yep. I'll move you for it anyway for this, so I know where everything is. So as you approach the wagon, you sort of lean in, look at the back, and there's a coffin. Single coffin in the back. From where you are, you can see a name engraved across the lid of the coffin. I would like you to roll a d6 for me, please.
D6. 6.
You see your name inscribed on the lid of this coffin. But, unfortunately, you can't read it. You don't see your name. You see a script, which you can't read.
I see something.
I forgot about the other dark gift that you have. You don't see you see something written there. You're not sure what it is.
Also a little confused because I should be able to read that.
Well, you're not sure. You're not sure if it's another language, or it's just something foreign to you. It's something that it's script. It's definitely something written, but you're not sure what it is. I'll leave it up to you what you do.
I'll go back to the rest of the group.
Scathus.
And Scathus, do you become visible again, or do you remain invisible?
Where's Adok?
Adok is right here, next to you.
I'll stand behind him. And crouch down, seeing I'm tall, and to visible again. Get what? Ah!
And do you become visible again at that?
Yeah.
And he reappears behind you.
Don't, Jesus, don't. Oh my God, why would you do? I swear, yeah.
Okay, so I just had a look at the cart. I know you said not to run off or anything like that, but I've got this ability. I may as well use it. So yeah, it's got a casket in it with I think it's a nameplate.
Zadriel, can we smite more than one of our own party members? Is there something in the rules that says we can't? You could have said, hey team, I just want to go invisible and go and check out the car. Fibble, do you have an insta-death bullet?
I think it would work.
DM, it's hard work. We all move together. No bombs, nothing that can blow up. No potions hanging with liquids. Nothing.
It didn't look like it.
Okay. I vote we all go. Look.
What?
Yeah.
It's just
Strength in numbers, Adok. Strength in numbers.
We could use the cart.
Yeah, I'll stand here at the door. I'll watch from a
Oh,
distance.
you're coming.
Yeah,
Come
don't
on.
need me to.
Come on.
So do you all move to the cart?
I would start heading there if that's what we plan on doing. So
Yeah.
yes.
Does
Yeah,
everyone
I'll be
before anyone moves? Don't move just yet. Does everyone move together? Is anyone gonna not move together? That's what I'm asking.
Yes. Adok is going to stay a good 10 feet behind everyone.
Emily is going to stay behind people as well because she's pouting that somebody else buggered off on their own. And they didn't get the death threats that she got.
I don't think she was
Okay.
listening very well.
She just did. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did just get a death threat, but so we have Karnos moves slightly out in front. Adok's going to remain behind. Emily's going to put herself behind a little bit. So you happy with that kind of rough sort of group?
Wait, so I have to. Yeah, Adok would then stand 5 feet directly opposite, like away from the vampire. Yeah.
No worries. We just turned the torch on. You did. So anyhow, we're going to put you roughly in that position.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
It's just a rough idea, just for RP's sake. So as you approach the covered wagon, Karnos, you'd be the first to sort of get to it before anyone else, and you do see a coffin. It's not super elaborate, it's not super basic, probably not dissimilar to the coffins that you would have seen in Vallaki at the coffin makers when you visited the coffin maker's home. And as you sort of peer up and have a look, you do see a nameplate, indeed, on the coffin, and it's showing Skathis' name.
I look back to the group and because I guess I'm probably in the best position to see it, am I?
Yes, you are.
This is disturbing. It's a coffin. Not that, not a dude with his hand over his mouth going, but like a one you lay dead people in. And it's got, Skathis has got your name on it, mate.
Is that what it says? I couldn't. Can you understand that?
Yeah. What language? Well, I think it was in DM. Is it in common?
It's common.
To me?
Yeah, it's written in common.
It's in common. Can
It's
you read common, mate?
it's script, but it's fancy, but it's in common.
I can read common. That wasn't common.
No, it's definitely in common. It's okay if you're illiterate, mate. We all have troubles. We get teachers for that.
I spent my years in a monastery. I read common.
Well, obviously not very well if you don't know your own name, mate. Look, if I draw some lines on the ground, I can show you how to write Skathis. It starts with an S, right? And then ends in a Kaphis. Here, I'll show you.
And I'll start using a stick in the dirt.
And what do you draw? What do you write on the dirt?
SKAFIS.
Skathis.
Skathis. That's how I say it. See, just like that, Skathis.
And you look down, and you see just squiggles in the dirt.
That's just squiggles.
Can anyone else read? This says Skathis, right? Zadra, I'm looking at you.
We should take the coffin away from the cart and open it or take the cart and just bugger off.
But there's no horse.
I have a horse.
Emily is a horse.
We
I
should
don't think-
find Steve. Poor
Yeah,
Steve.
I don't think anyone should be riding Emilia right now. We
We,
need to
we,
keep
we,
an eye
we,
on her.
we won't be riding her. We'll be hitching her up to the wagon. She can't get away. Really.
Emilia can get hitched for once. Aw, nice.
Emilia, would you like to be hitched to said wagon?
I'm not sure the wagon's my type.
What do you think? Should we move this coffin?
Yeah. I don't.
If it blows up, I don't want to blow
Yeah.
up the wagon.
Fibble, do you want to maybe check the coffin for gadgetry?
I just say we leave it all alone and go.
But like, you know how hard it is to get a wagon.
Yeah, but this is one of those things. This is probably low-jacked or something. We don't want to take someone else's wagon.
Low jack? What's low jack?
It's got a tracer location on it that allows them to find it.
No mass slang stuff.
Adok, what are you doing, mate?
Well, I'm just, well, I mean, we heard wolves, our horse is missing, and there's a coffin with someone's name on it. I feel like we're about to get jumped. This is like, it could be booby trap, I don't know. It could be wolves about to come from the tree lines. You know, for all we know, Strahd could appear, and there's someone's opening and closing doors.
All right, get back. Everyone get back.
You would definitely have heard that. All of you would have heard that. The doors of Argynvost Manor just slammed shut behind you.
Count of 3. Get back.
Lucky we stayed together. Where are we going back to, Zadriel?
1. I'm gonna open this coffin.
Okay.
Wait, what about if we just...
2.
No, you know what?
So
How
you've
about
climbed
I-
up in the back of the wagon?
Huh.
You're going to open it up?
I wouldn't say I climbed in the back of it.
You would
but
have to climb in the back to open it.
Okay.
You couldn't do it from the outside. You would have to climb it in the back of the wagon to open it.
What, dog?
Okay, I can look for magic to see if it's booby trapped somehow with magic. How about you all get down from
Yeah, and
Use your magical boobies and go. Do
the
it.
obvious trap, right?
and how about we just leave it the fuck alone and get the fuck away from it?
That makes sense.
I think I agree with you, Mr. Stibb. This is no time for heroics. This does seem very trap-worthy.
You guys check it. I just want to move 120 feet away.
Actually,
No
Wait a
reason.
minute, why don't we get Emilia to check
Yeah.
it? Yeah, she's already dead.
Ah, yeah, expendable. Yeah, good point.
How have you lot survived this long in Barovia with that kind of behavior? You hear from behind you over here
We ask ourselves that every day, stranger.
Hello?
as that is not her token. My god. Give me 1 second, I will fix her token. Oh no, it is her token. I lie. You see a figure, hooded, step out of the shadows. She makes her way towards you. Not hostile, weapons are not drawn, she just casually strolls towards you. She says, I would not open that if I were you. It is clearly a message from Lord Strahd. I'm surprised
sorry,
you
I
have
am.
survived this long, to be frank.
And
I'm sorry,
so
who are you? Yeah.
Forgive me. My name is Esmeralda, the Evanir. Student and apprentice of the great Van Richten, the vampire hunter. Surely you've heard of him.
So, you're on Strahd's side?
Come now, little man. Do I look like I'm on Strahd's side?
Well, you referred to him as Lord Strahd instead of,
That is
Strahd.
what he is. That is his title. Why would I not refer to him by his rightful title?
Because it pisses him off when you don't.
Then you don't know very much about Lord Strahd at all, then do you? Not much pisses him off, as you say. He is over 400 years old. For him to rise an emotional response to something as trivial as being not called Lord, I don't think so.
DM,
Yes.
may the little grey goblin roll insight to see if who this person is, who she says she is?
You most certainly can.
With a lovely
Fiddlestib.
5.
You have no idea whether she's telling the truth. She's very hard to read. You would assume so, but she's very straight-faced, very frank. Fiddlestib, however, you have heard there's mentions of Esmeralda in Van Richten's book, the one that you possess, the vampire hunting book, as being a very quick study in his time that she spent with him. Just brief mentions, nothing over the top, but you've heard the name. Well, you've read the name, should I say.
I roll inside as well. Just out of question.
If anyone who doesn't believe that she's telling the truth, by all means, roll insight.
Was there anything in the book that would be a good identifier for her?
Yes, in fact, there would have been. It would have spoken of an injury she sustained many years ago. The fact that she has a missing left leg below the knee and wears a prosthetic. And as she walked, roll perception, because she did walk with a slight limp as she walked towards you, just very slight.
Natural 23. Finally get a decent perception.
So you do notice that slight limp on the left leg, which would indicate a possible prosthesis.
I got 18 on my insight.
Again, she seems genuine. She's very frank, very straightforward. She's looking at you guys with a slight, not hatred or disdain or anything like, just unimpressed with the arguing and the indecisiveness of what she's just witnessed, more than anything.
Emilia's going to step back so that she's in that square below Purple.
I'll allow you to move yourself. You put yourself where you want to be. As you move, she watches you, and she looks at you. Roll another insight check for me. Just as she watches you as you walk away.
Shit. 18 plus 4. Jesus Christ. 19. I'm going in.
19? Is that with your -3?
Yeah, 18 plus 4 minus 1. Minus 3.
Okay, cool. So 19. Yeah, you know she's watching you. You know she probably knows exactly what you are.
Oh.
And she says to you guys, so you've come to Argynvost. Do you even know anything about this place? Do you know what you need to do? Why? Or are you floundering about in the dark? Like a human with no torch?
Alright. Listen here, lady. I don't know who you think you are, if you is this Esmeralda, but how did you manage to get here in the middle of nowhere and we haven't spotted you? And, just what's going on? I don't... Look, anyone else believe what she's saying?
I have skills that are far beyond your comprehension, young one.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
She's right, though.
And
Without
with
torch,
that,
I can't see in the dark.
she waves a hand, and she vanishes from sight.
Whoa. Scapus, you can do that.
Yeah, why would I do it now?
Yeah. Right,
It then reappears right behind you, Adok.
Zadriel's going to always stay in front of Emilia. Slowly, trying to be kind of...
So, I'm going to make a quick roll here.
Just casually, I'm over there.
Adok immediately would go, it appears we've got off on the wrong foot.
I apologise about what I said. Hello, I'm Adult. Nice to meet you.
Shit, how do I roll this?
The old foot and mouth disease.
She watches you, Zadriel, as you move yourself. I'm assuming into a bit of a defensive position between her and Emilia.
Kind of like, not aggressive, but there.
Yeah, she notices. You watch it. You can see her watching you as you move, and you see her face kind of. She allows a small smile in recognition of what you're doing, and she just simply says, "Fear not. As much as I loathe the undead and what they are, I may be able to help."
Oh, do you have flour?
If you're referring to the flowers that grow in Berez or at the winery, I do not. But I can lead you there to exact place, possibly. We are always exposed out here in Barovia, and I do not wish to be caught out at night. It's not a safe place. Not that I cannot look after myself, of course. But I've been watching you all for some time, trying to determine whether you would be worth helping. You've made many mistakes. You've cost many, many lives. But it is not entirely your fault, of course. But know this, if you get in my way, when the time comes to end Strahd, I will go through you, get to him.
Just so you know, the person up there wants him to suffer.
Of course he does. Vladimir has sworn revenge on Strahd, and what better way to wreak revenge than to have him trapped here forever? Of course, but while he is in this place, he reigns supreme, and he will continue to bring innocents from the outside, such as yourselves, to toy with and play with,
Point taken.
turn against each other, and eventually he will kill you all, or turn you, whichever comes first. This is what Strahd has done for hundreds of years. He will continue to do so, unless he is destroyed. My master is here in Barovia somewhere, but we've had a falling out of late, and he's keeping himself hidden. It's not easy to find him, but I have seen signs of him around. Many dead Vistani, other dead vampires within the realms of Barovia. I have missed my opportunity a couple of times with Strahd.
Have a question for you. You didn't happen to have a wagon by any chance?
You have a wagon right there.
No, you.
I did, but some fool attempted to break into it and destroyed it. Nothing. I didn't lose anything of value. I mean, I'm not stupid. I don't keep anything of value there. So I've had to steal from the Vistani, also here and there, to make my way around. And by some fool, I mean you, of course. I was watching, wondering what you would do. Good job with the tower, by the way. I could have possibly have found my master with information within that tower, but you also took that away from me. But as I'm more determined than ever to destroy Strahd and do not want to see any more innocent lives lost, I have chosen to aid you instead of not. So you know that your friend does not have long, yes?
Yeah, we get that.
Yeah, that's why we're asking about the flower.
You are, of course, the elixir, Van Richten's brew, It's not yet tested. We're not entirely sure of its properties or what it will do. Whether it will even work.
Got a perfect test subject right here.
Of course you do. But as long as you're prepared for the worst, as it may not work. It may make things accelerate instead of slowing them down.
Ah, that's why we got him. And I point at Scathus. And that thing. The Sun Sword.
Me?
So,
What?
young
What?
one, as she turns to you, Emilia. You feel it, don't you? You feel it happening.
I don't think that the fact that it might accelerate it is going to matter.
What do you feel at this point in time?
I feel like the inside of a log that has been burnt. The inside is decaying. It's ash on the inside.
It is moving faster than I anticipated. You are dying, my friend.
Oh, that
Slowly,
I know.
but surely, from the inside out. And when you do, well, when your body dies, you will turn, and you will attack your friends. You will have no control over this. So, as much as your friends seem like their heart is in the right place, I seem that almost they wish to force this elixir on you. It is your choice if you wish to attempt this, knowing full well that it may accelerate what is already happening. It will not be pleasant in the slightest. It'll be very painful indeed.
If they are to make the elixir for me, I feel it may be best for me to take it where I am not near them.
We will have you restrained, of course. Just to be sure.
Who's got those, by the way?
Oh, no need for your restraints, Master Tiefling. I have slightly better ones.
Okay.
Designed to hold a vampire, if necessary. So, what is your next plan, besides obviously trying to find these flowers? Try and save your friend? What did you find out in the mansion?
What do you know about a skull?
Skull of Argynvost, the great silver dragon. Strahd keeps it in his castle, of course, as a trophy. Victory over a once great dragon. His knights damned forever. Sworn revenge against those that stand in their way. The beacon, they say, is a reminder of Argynvost and what he stood for, and it will help all within the land. Whether it's true, it is possible. Legend, maybe.
Where is this beacon?
It's not a beacon as such. Return the skull to the mausoleum, and the beacon will light. A beacon of hope, essentially laying Argynvost to rest. His essence will then light an everlasting light within this land. All his revenants will be laid to rest. His knights eased of their damnation.
The mausoleum, is that beyond the graveyard just inside this castle thing here?
Indeed. You've seen
I
it
think
then.
we found that, yeah.
It is a shame that this has happened to this once great place. But we must stomp out evil. Strahd is the most evil of all.
Can you lay other people's skulls to rest in that mausoleum and that beacon?
No, it must be his. It unfortunately not anyone's skull will do. It has to be the skull of Argynvost. Well, that is his mausoleum, where the remainder of his bones remain beneath the ground. But he is not at rest, because his skull is not there.
What does the writing on the wall in the mausoleum say?
You were unable to read it.
No, I do not read that language.
She thinks for a moment whether she would even possibly give you that information while I look up the information.
Well, what time of the day do we say it was again?
It is probably approaching about lunchtime at this point. I've got to find it. But she sort of just looks around at you guys, and she then sort of ponders for a moment. It's written in his native language, Draconic. I learnt a little from Van Richten in my studies. Again, studying about Barovia and how to kill Strahd, as this is Van Richten's lifelong goal. Here lie the bones of and treasure of Argynvost, Lord Argynvost Holt, and founder of the Order of the Silver Dragon. What is written in the mausoleum? Simple epitaph, a once great warrior.
If, should I say, when you kill Strahd, what happens to those who are like me?
It's hard to say. We've not been able to kill a vampire of such longevity before. Strahd is unique. Very few like him exist. Some say it will restore those who've been bitten or turned. Some say it will kill them as their bloodline dies with him. Others say nothing will change.
I see.
I wish I could give you more information, but alas, it is not the case.
There is one thing that stood out to me in this entire conversation, and that is treasure.
It is not literal treasure, young Adok, but figurative, as in Argynvost himself was the treasure of this land. A beacon of hope, if you will.
Oh, alright, that's disappointing.
I mean, I'm sure there's treasure within these halls, but good luck obtaining them, as I'm pretty certain that many of the knights still reside here in revenant form. You do understand what a revenant is, do you not?
I mean, sort of, not really.
Well, if you happen to have slain a revenant, this is fine. You've survived that particular encounter. But the revenant's spirit, while still locked into its vengeance, will find another body and continue until that vengeance is complete. So if you have slain one of these knights, technically you have not at the same time.
But that riddle makes more sense now about showing them the light, right? We stick Argynvost's skull in that crypt, and that shows the knights of old the light, and they shall be more inclined to be more like their old selves.
You are more astute than you appear, Karnos.
He has his moments.
You are in fact quite correct. If the beacon is lit, so to speak, the knights of Argynvost may rest and return to their former selves. In a manner of speaking, they will still be dead, obviously, but they will be freed of their vengeance pact and may become an ally.
My question to you, dear lady,
Oh,
You
I'm
know
far
this-
from a lady, but thank you.
You know this skull that's in Strahd's castle? How do you have any ideas on how we would get it out without alerting Strahd?
Ah, that is the million gold question, is it not? I have been to Strahd's castle once in the time that I've been here in Barovia. I faced him, alone, foolish, but I thought I could best him. I was able to escape, barely, with my life, and have taken weeks to recover. I have been travelling around Barovia, attacking the Vistani on occasion, and gathering information, which has led me to the Abbot of Krisk, which was my next port of call. I believe he may have some information that may help in my quest to defeat Strahd. You're welcome to travel with me if you wish. Of course, after we collect the flowers for your friend and make Van Richten's elixir.
Yeah, I got all the other shit for that. I just need the flowers. Completely forgot about them. Completely. Maybe. Eh.
Alright, so that confirms it then. We shall travel as a unit, and pick up these flowers, and then make this elixir, see what happens to Emilia, and then head to Krisk. What are you looking for at Krisk?
Just information
The Abbot.
from the Abbot. But be warned, he's quite mad. It'll be difficult to talk to.
Oh, we've got a few of them in our group, don't we, Mr. Stubb?
Feeble.
You may,
Not mad.
you may see things you may not understand, but I'm sure that you've already seen many things in this land you do not understand.
Feeble.
What?
Oh, you think he's mad? Oh, you wait till you meet the Abbot. Spectacle.
I'm not mad. I'm insane. There's a completely different level.
If you say so.
No, not insane.
Right, so,
Special.
that being said, we probably should not tell you in this place for long. Strahd is always watching. He will know what's going on, as I'm sure you've figured that out by now already.
So what do we do about the car?
Oh, leave that there.
Leave it.
That is not something you want to mess with, believe me. That is a gift from Lord Strahd, I would imagine. And Strahd's gifts
Burn it?
are not always what they seem.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Hey,
Shall
we'll
we burn
prob- Yeah, I was thinking that, Mr. Stubb. After you, that's your territory now.
I would
And
not
I'll-
advise setting fire to the cart. You will most certainly alert nearby Vistani, werewolves, vampire spawn, zombies, all manner of Strahd's creatures. I'm still very surprised you have survived as long as you have, honestly.
We could always set a timed fuse, couldn't we?
What would be the point in this? I mean,
Yeah, if you can't watch it burn, what's the point?
she raises an eyebrow at you, Fibble, and pretty much says, well, if you're wanting to find your flowers and help your friends, time is of the essence. Closest patch would be near Berez. If you would follow me, we could head off.
Either way.
And with that, she turns and heads away from Argynvost in a southerly direction. So we will, if you're all following, let me know.
Yes, actually, team.
Yeah.
I Bears would like to get a. This is not a DM thing. I just want to know a marching order. Carlos will be sort of directing people that he doesn't want Emilia at the back on her own.
I'll be at the back behind her.
Wouldn't it be best to have the fighters up the front? I'll go to the back.
Good. Oh yeah, I'll be up the front by this new lady who is hard to trust right off the bat.
Emilia is going to walk next to the lady and ask her about vampires.
Okay, so
Right.
Emilia puts herself up towards the front with you, Carlos.
Alright, as long as we've got eyes on her, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll still be at the back.
Okay, so we'll get a rough sort of marching order. So we've got Emilia, Carnos, and Esmeralda towards the front. Who's roughly middle-ish? The two smaller folk in the middle?
Yep.
And Zadriel and Scathus towards the rear. Cool, we will now activate our travel map, which for some reason has decided to go black and white on me. But all good. So you guys at Argynvost, you know the ruins of Bereza to the south, and that's where we'll take a short break before we get into it. So guys, thank you for coming along tonight, guys. We've had a raid tonight, so Dragon Dubs dropping a raid. How you doing, Dragon? Been a while, buddy. Thank you for that raid. We've had another sub from Mr. Jackson Prote, Mr. Prot. Thank you for the sub, dude. Appreciate it. Prime sub. Awesome. Appreciate it very, very much. So, chat, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate it very much. You guys stopping by. Grim, Mina, Magic, all the usual crew coming to stop by for some Curse of Strahd. I'm going to take a short break, grab a drink, and we'll be right back.
40-year-old virgin. I'm aiming for that one.
And we're back, Chad.
Tough.
So,
There
welcome
has to be a
back.
sacrifice. We know who to put in.
Well, how we going, chat? We are back. Grim gifting. Oh, sorry, Grim got gifted a tier 1 sub to Magic as well. Thought I'd better remember that. I think I said that before, but thank you very much. Appreciate it. I think now after that, yeah, we're now 6 sub points away from a new emote. Look at that, we're getting close. Anywho, so with Esmeralda leading the way, you make your way southward, back towards the swamps of Perez. The travel seems easier than previous times, and you're traveling across land through the forest. She doesn't seem overly concerned. In fact, she's traveling quite swiftly, as if she possibly knows this area relatively well. So is there anything you guys wish to discuss while you're walking and talking? Emilia, you said that you were wanting to talk to Esmeralda more about vampires in your travels. Is there anything specific that you wish to ask her?
Oh no, I was just sort of asking, sort of like, what'll happen with this and that, and all the things that were probably in Rickton's diary that Volk or whatever that she's
she gives you a bit of insight. She definitely lets you know that ultimately this elixir, very experimental, will hurt a lot. Like, it will hurt. Whether it works or not, either way, it's not going to be pleasant. If it does have the effect that Van Richten intended, which is to slow down the death of the body, you may get maybe a week. And she'd be saying this out loud, so all of you would be aware of what she's saying. She's not trying to hide it. She's being very real with you all, essentially telling you that this elixir, if it works, may buy you a week, tops, to do whatever you need to do. Once Strahd is destroyed, who knows what will happen. But and she turns around and to you specifically, Emily, and says, but frankly, I think you know what's going to happen, and you know what your friends must do. So it is up to you, which you decide what you want to do. We could end it here now if you wish, while you're still you.
There's one more thing that I need to do. So, I'll cross that bridge once I've done my thing.
As you wish. But know this, and she, again, addressing all of you, but more directed to Emilia. If I for one moment believe you are a threat to me and what I'm doing, I will end you in a heartbeat.
It's good to know. Good to know.
And as you guys continue your journey southward, an hour passes. Esmeralda looks around, moves in a slightly different direction, still moving southward, but it cuts through some slightly thinning trees. She says, best we stick more towards the road from now on, as she moves towards the road leading into Brez. As you get nearer to it, you guys recognize this area, because it's the area that you travelled into the first time you came to Brez. So, I need everyone to roll a perception check, please.
10.
17.
13.
18.
You would all hear the
14.
wolves in the distance, as you always do, but those over a 15, you know you're being followed. You can feel it. You can't see anything, but you've got that real strong sense that you're being watched and followed. You see Esmeralda's looking left and right, looks behind her frequently. She's very aware, she's very alert about her surroundings. And she simply says, eyes open. Keep your wits about you. Even though it is daytime, he is always around. You reach the road leading into the swamp. Without much incident, you still, that feeling of being watched and followed is still there. You all keep your wits about you somewhat, and you reach the road. She slows her pace a little and continues heading towards the swamp. Instead of heading into the ruins of Berez, she veers off towards the river, leading further down the bank, sort of a bit of an embankment down to the river before you actually get into the ruins of Berez. On the distance towards the west, you can see the standing stones where you guys had spent the night on a previous occasion. That faint glow still quite visible from where you are. And then she crosses a small shallow part of the river, and on the opposite side of where that standing stones were, so probably going further south from the standing stones, now down in sort of this part of the swamp, you see a field, swampy field, and you see small flowers just growing in patches. Fibble, you recognize the flowers as described in the book. The small patches of 2 or 3, like there's not big, massive beds of these things. It's just a patch here and a patch there with sort of 2 or 3 of the flower in bloom. And Esmeralda stops and sort of just holds out her hand and says, well, I believe these are the flowers you're looking for. You only need 1 or 2, so don't take more than you need. I'll leave it over to you.
I get, I'll get 4, just in case.
Take 4?
Yeah.
Off memory, I can't remember how many you need for the elixir. Was it 2 or 1? I think it was 2.
But I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember. I think it was 2. But anyhow, you go back, you grab them. Esmeralda looks, you see her look up at the sky. Zadriel, you look at your shield the moment she does that. And you know it's getting late in the afternoon. The sun will be setting, maybe in a couple of hours. She turns and says to you all, well, we can head back to the ruins of Berez. We will not make it back to Argynvost from here. I know of a small cave further to the south that we could make before dark, which I've held up at before, if you wish. It's up to you.
What about the circle of stones that we stayed in?
I do not trust spending the evening outside, even in the standing stones, which appear to be safe. But this is Barovia after all. I'd rather have 1 entrance, 1 exit. Something I can keep my eyes on.
Cave
sounds good.
And of course, if it starts raining, as it most often does here, we will be dry.
Very well.
Follow me then. And she proceeds to head further south through the trees, Again, you're not sure of this area, but you move quickly. She seems to know exactly where she's going, and before long, maybe an hour and a half goes by, and you reach the base of a mountain. And as you sort of move in through the trees, you can see the opening of just a small cave. It's a natural cave. It's not man-made or anything like that. So she sort of looks around, walks up to it, scouts the inside, and as you enter, following her, you notice there's already a campfire that is being used in here. So you definitely see that she's been here before. There's a few minor things laid around. There's a bedroll already laid out, a few implements for possibly cooking and things like that. And she says, well, this will serve its purpose for the night. If you wish to make yourselves at home, I'll go see if I can rustle up a meal for the evening. And you see she pulls out 2 hand crossbows, little hand bows.
And I clap my hands and the room fills with food and water.
She turns and looks at you, impressed, but she says, mine tastes better. And she walks out of the cave.
Esmeralda, do you want one of us to go with you?
I move faster alone. Appreciate the thought, though. I won't be long.
Okay. If you're long, do we wait?
I won't be long. But you will be here to at least sunrise, I believe, so settle in for the evening.
I turn to Adok.
With that, she's gone.
I turn to Adok.
10 gold says she dies.
5 gold says she lives.
I can't do 5. You know I can't do 5, Fibble.
I was about to say 15 gold. Or I'll tell you what, yeah. So I'll take Fibbles as 5. I'll throw in another 15. 20 gold says she lives.
Alright, you're on. Anyone else?
People, you should start working on that potion.
Yeah. Slave driver.
He's not wrong, though. We don't know how long it's going to be till I have to take this sword to Emilia.
Oh, yep. We just Emilia now.
I really do like to play a game of cards before I start doing alchemy.
Emilia says 10 gold to bitch slaps one of us for being stupid. Or saying something stupid.
Skatus, I've never heard you talk so much to anyone before.
What?
You are just a chatterbox with Esmeralda. Hmm?
Guys, I hate to be the one to bring it up. You healing that weird side of growling at all?
Weird side of what?
What?
Oh, just me. Alright, go nuts. That's fine.
I didn't quite hear. Did you say, have we ever been inside a growler?
No, I just heard growling. Or I didn't. I don't know anymore. But I do like the sound of cards and gambling. That is what I can do for.
And Emilia, your 10 gold, you're on. She won't slap one of us. I think it'll be a stab.
Or the crossbow.
Or bite.
I mean, essentially, if you get shot with a crossbow, you are being stabbed with a pointy weapon. So I would still win that one. But sure, I'll put money on that.
So, what are you guys up to while you wait for Esmeralda? Does anyone get a fire? Does anyone get a fire going? I mean, obviously, I would assume you set yourselves up. I mean, there's enough wood and stuff there to get a fire going. So you get a fire going. Prepare yourselves for the evening. Fibbles provided food. Unfortunately, Emilia, you are unable to partake in said food. So you would have exhausted the stocks of blood you had at the start of the day. So you don't have any left. So how you deal with that is up to you.
Yeah, Zadriel fed her last, eh?
Yeah.
So that was
straight from the vein.
Straight from the vein.
So would I be alright to do a bit of blood? Oh, hang on a minute.
It's up to you.
Maybe we all leach a bit of blood into a container for Emilia. It'll be a bit of a mix, concoction, but at least it'll help her till Mr. Stibbs finish his elixir. Not that he licks her, but the potion.
How about we don't feed her until she has the elixir?
I like that idea.
I don't know. Most medicine bottles say that you have to take medicine on a full stomach.
But your stomach wouldn't be full, so shut up and drink it.
So, Fiddlestibbs, you get to work on creating this elixir from the recipe in the book.
Yep, I pull the book out, flick to the right page and go, it was 2 flowers. Bugger.
So, you take the relative ingredients, you use your little alchemist kit that you carry with you, the fire that's there, and you start to brew this concoction. And it stinks. It is really, really smelly. It almost smells of putrid meat while it's brewing.
God knows.
Fills the entire cave with this disgusting smell.
As soon as it starts smelling, I'd actually take it outside.
So you move it outside.
I don't want to sleep with that shit.
And it's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty potent. After about 20 minutes, you follow the instructions. Says you got to boil it down for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then combine the boiled down sort of residue that's left in the bottom of your container into a mortar and pestle and crush the flour into it. So you follow the instructions, you do that, and it comes out as and then you add it back to the fire with a little bit of water to turn it into a bit of almost like a tar-like substance, very thick. Not going to be easy to drink, but it needs to be ingested. You get about, I'd say, a small vial worth of this thick liquid. It's not much, but you followed the instructions. I need you to roll for me an alchemy check. And Emilia, I need you in a moment to roll a d6. Just hold that for the moment.
What are we calling the alchemy check?
So your alchemy will be dexterity plus your proficiency.
Can I go over and ask if he needs any help, or?
Is Zadriel proficient in alchemy?
No, but I probably were traveling with Fibble, probably helped him like hold things or stir things is what I was thinking. Not really mixing.
Yeah, there's not a lot of mixing. There's not a lot of mixing in that involved in this one. It's all done in a single container. I mean, you could probably help him with the mushing of things in the mortar and pestle, but again, it's not something that he wouldn't be able to do himself.
Okay, never mind then.
There's, DM, there's also something, if Adok can do it, that he'd like to cast message to Fibble, but just in secrecy.
Yep.
If he's able to do it. Have we lost Fibble?
Well, you should be able to. Yeah, you should be able to do it. I mean, it's a message spell, so you can cast it and speak without speaking directly to Fibble. So.
Great. Fibble, as you're making this brew and concoction, you'd hear Adok in your head just go, I've been thinking, mate, is there anything in that book that maybe says that we can perhaps poison Emilia? End her, so to speak.
Then while I'm like waiting for it to boil down, I start flicking through and looking for said like a concoction that would I don't know, help lead a vampire dry.
You've read it a fair bit. You've been reading this book a few times in the time that you've been in Barovia, and you you find bits and pieces. Okay, you find the old stake through the heart thing, that it does work, but it's not doesn't work the way that most people would think it works. It does render a vampire inert in a way, but they have to be resting in their own coffin or resting place before they're even able to be staked in the first place. So that they're like, that doesn't work. That's not really what you're looking for. There are things in there that would suggest that they are immune to poison most times, as they are generally immune or at least resistant to necrotic damage, as their state would suggest. So nothing in there that would relate to any kind of poisoning or anything like that. Just the general sunlight, radiant damage, just the usual vampire stuff that you've read.
Yeah, and so, like, after finishing that, because I can talk back to him without...
You can speak back without speaking, so you can do
I
it
just
telepathically.
Go, so, no. Good thought, though. And dirty 20 on the alchemy check.
So, as far as you're aware, you've never made this concoction before. As far as you can tell on completion, that you have succeeded in creating this particular elixir that Van Richten had written in his diary or in his book.
Haddock, are you hungry?
What? I mean, yeah, kinda.
Because when I heard your stomach growling.
No, that's... Are you hearing it too? That's what I said. There's a
I
growl.
heard something.
How deep does this cave go?
It's not very big, but you see this. There's a few small openings leading back further into the mountain. So you could be hearing all sorts of things from like kilometers away without really realizing how close it is. It's just like an ambient sort of thing going on.
While they're brewing potion, whatever, Emily will go over to Zadriel and say, "Hey, can we just have a quick talk?"
Sure. Follow wherever she's going.
They're just gonna sit down somewhere. So,
Away from the rest of the group, or is this private or not?
with the intention of being private.
Okay, so you'd have to move towards the mouth of the cave. It's not very big.
Yeah.
So you would have to probably move outside of the cave and away from Fibble, because Fibble would be sitting sort of outside the cave, outside of the mouth, cooking this really disgusting smelling thing.
If Emilia moves outside, doesn't matter who she moves with, I would lean to Skathis and say, Skathis, do you want to do your invisibility thing and just keep an eye on that? We don't want Zadriel in trouble.
I think that might be a wise idea. I'll wait till they leave.
Okay, so once you guys leave the cave, you'd go do your thing, you move outside. Skathis, you render yourself invisible, which you can do once more today. Yeah, this is your second.
No, this is my third.
Oh, this is your third? Okay, so this will be the last one today.
First one was in front of upstairs.
That's right, you are correct. So this will be your last for the day.
And last for the day.
This will be the last time ever you'll probably be able to attempt this.
Mm-hmm.
You succeed. I will still need a stealth check from you to see if you and perception checks from Zadriel and Emilia to see if they hear Skathis. So stealth check from Skathis, please.
Nope.
Really? I'll roll one more, seeing I get advantage.
Why do you get advantage?
That's what it says.
Well,
is that on the dark gift?
Luck.
Yeah.
Sweet. I couldn't remember the details, but that's fine.
18.
3.
Oh shit. Skathis.
10.
So
But I'm also
Emilia,
invisible.
yeah, you don't see anything, but you hear something. As you sort of settle in to talk to Zadriel, you hear movement, and you look around and you can't see anything. That's weird. But you have noticed that there is. You wouldn't know what it was necessarily, but you've heard something's sort of pricked your hearing, something moving, but you can't see anything.
Emily's not way too worried about that. Just sort of look around. No, sweet as. Anyway, so since I've pretty much been told to get my affairs in order, there is something I need. And she's going to go into her bag, and at the bottom of her bag, pull out her little package. Damn it. So
I'm sorry.
I know.
Emilia.
Poor choice of words, dude.
I have a fiance back at home, so.
That's not what I mean.
Okay.
It's a little square thing of cloth wrapped together twine. She says, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take this book, and she's going to undo the twine and unwrap it. And in it is a small tome, which is obviously very old and obviously very stained in blood. This book is my family history. Everyone in my family, back to my oldest relative, has written in this book. In general, it is very valuable, being the fact that my oldest relative is a goddess. So she has written in this book, which makes the book pretty much priceless. What I need for you to do is to take it back to the temple where I came from, which is this temple is it's called the Cloud Temple. It is about 2 hours north of the ruins of Thais, which is about 2 hours north of the town of Natas. I don't know if you'd know of that. I'm assuming, sorry, DM, I'm assuming you'd know of Natas.
How close is Natas to Phandalin? I forget. I'd have to look it up. But I would assume so. I mean, Zadriel would be relatively well travelled.
Should know Natas, because that was the one that we talked about.
Yeah. Actually, yes, you have talked about that before.
So she would know that because of her paladin. Whether or not she knows of the Thais or the temple, that's irrelevant. But there's a road north of Natas.
Do I just lay it on an altar or give it to someone?
At the temple, there is an altar on the higher floors. If you take the book and you lay it out on this page, and she shows you the page, the book is entirely written in Celestial, so you can read it, but I'm not saying this. This is literally what I'm telling you. If you lay it on this page on the altar, then it will open a hidden door to the right of the altar, which was our hidden gold collection for the temple. It is a lot of gold, and I'm happy to give it to you. The book just needs to be returned to the temple.
Is this not the temple's gold?
It's gold? I don't know what you mean by that.
Is it your gold?
It is my family's gold, and as I'm the last of my family, it is mine to do what I will.
All right. Is there anything you want me to do with the gold once I get it?
You can have it. It's all for you. You can take it. I just need the book returned there.
I'm gonna roll insight because I'm with Emilia. So yeah.
Roll away.
15.
Up to you, Emilia. On a 15, whether you are being deceptive or not.
That's a 10 on deception, but it's not.
It's not. She's not being deceptive. She's
not being deceptive.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
She's nervous. You can see she's nervous. She's obviously at that realization point now that her time is definitely coming to an end. She knows that it's going to happen, even if this elixir works to slow it down. It is inevitable that her body is dying. And I think you can see it in her face. She's slowly coming to that realization that she is not going to survive Barovia. And she's asking for your help.
I'm going to embrace her tightly and say, You are not going to be forgotten, my friend. I'm going to hug her.
Emilia, roll a wisdom save, please.
Oh God.
The sun is still up, so you're still at -3, unfortunately.
Shit. What have I got luck-wise?
You've got I think you were given a...
You get a +5 on saves.
actually, she does too, because she's within 10 feet of you. So you get a +5, because you're still an ally.
No, I'm still gonna re-roll wherever the heck.
Yeah, I think you've got lucks available, so you can re-roll.
Sweetest. Yeah, that's slightly better. 22.
That is exactly what you needed. Exactly what you needed. As Zadriel goes to embrace you, and she wraps her arms around you, and your head instinctively rests in the nape of her neck, which is just an instinct for Zadriel to do that. And just being that close to her neck, you can smell the blood, even though it's not human, even though she is of celestial nature. You can still smell the iron of her blood through the skin. You can hear the heartbeat. You feel the pulse against your face. It's almost exhilarating, and that pain of hunger hits you right in the gut. It's extreme pain, but you fight through it, and you resist the urge to sink your teeth into Zadriel's neck.
Emilia's gonna push her off her and say, "Sorry, please don't do that."
All right.
There's one other thing that I need.
Okay.
And this is more complicated because it affects the group, and you've told me not to do it. I need to go somewhere at night. Alone.
We go to the bathroom together. I told you this. It's a girl thing.
Where I'm going, you can't follow.
Where?
And she points straight up.
She points towards the moon. You see the moon's just starting to appear through a haze through the clouded sky as the sun starts to set, and you can see she's pointing at the moon.
What do you want to do, Emilia?
I need to commune with my goddess, and she is the moon, so I need to go out at night. So I need to be out in the open, away from everyone, to do this.
If something happens to you, we cannot come for you.
If something happens to me, I won't be back.
You going now?
I need to wait until it's dark. Yeah.
All right, fine. Then we'll go back, but I will tell them you're leaving at night.
Scathus, you hear all this conversation, by the way. So just be aware of that. You are privy to all the contents of this conversation.
If I'm fine, I'll come back and I'll meet you guys in the morning, and I'll drink that smelly thing that he's creating over there. And if it kills me, it kills me, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And yeah.
All right. Let's go back and tell them.
Yeah.
Scathus, just before that, just 1 second. Scathus, you hear Zadriel say those words. Up to you whether you go first or go after.
I'll go first.
So you head back in, obviously reappear next to Carlos. So Zadriel and Emilia. What you were going to say, Emilia?
I'm not sure that they're going to understand.
They don't have to understand you're a big girl. So. They don't have to follow you, but These are your last moments. You do what you like. Just don't endanger all of us.
If once I've done what I need to do, won't come back here tonight.
All right.
I'll come back in the morning when you guys feel that you're safer around me.
We're walking and talking back.
Okay, so you head back. By this time, you head back in. Fibble's still not quite done. Eventually, Fibble completes his little elixir, and so you got that small vial. While this all going on, Karnos and Adok, you were still left inside on your own. Was there anything you guys wish to discuss while Fibble's outside doing the potion, and Zadriel and Emilia and Scathus off with that particular incident? Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about?
Yeah, Adok, how do you feel now your claws and that crazy heroicness you had is sort of, been lifted from you?
Well, I hate it. I hate being afraid to be the truth.
That's fair. No one wants to be afraid, right?
Well, I hope not.
There's something you can do to actually help from being afraid all the time. You know that, right?
What?
And I hand him my 2 flasks from the side of my pouch, and I go, you take 1 sip from one and 1 sip from the other. It's wine at the moment, but when it's mead and beer, it's much nicer.
All right. I can keep these. Or
No, you can. When you need to courage up, just take a sip from each. That's what I do. You cannot be hammered when you're on duty, but you're allowed to have a sip or 2. Generally 2. 2's the magic number.
Is that like part of the DM's thing?
No, I've done this as long as I can remember, since my accident. Look, what I'm trying to get through to you is, just because I'm heroic on the outside doesn't mean I'm actually heroic on the inside. What you're voicing externally all the time, I have voices internal. That makes me sound like Emilia, but I don't hear voices. But internally, I am not a hero. It's what I put on the outside. This is fucking... No one talks like this. Here, and I take 2 sips, and I go, just take 2 fucking sips.
All right, Jesus. It takes 2 sips.
Yeah, see, and now it's like, yeah, I have courage and I have heroism right here, right now.
You know what, Karnos?
Yes.
To me, mate, you are a hero. You've kept me alive. You've kept us alive. And if this is your secret that you use to make you what you are, then I will definitely be doing the same.
That's good. Once again, don't use it to get hammered, though, because that's bad. If you go into a fight hammered, it's definitely bad. Listen, I'm going to tell you something that I haven't told anyone before. Do you know the time I realised I was a hero? Or I wanted to be one, at least?
No.
It was before I had this limp. I was only young. I was in my local village where I lived just outside of Waterdeep. And there was a house on fire, right? And people were calling out help. And there's just people standing in the street with their buckets of water and their pitchforks and their brooms. And they were standing there pointing at the house and going, look, that house is on fire. What do we do? And they were all just, completely being morons. And I thought, why doesn't someone help? Someone's screaming. So I ran into the house and I grabbed the mum, and she was trying to protect her baby. They were stuck in the corner, and I ran through the fire and I pulled them out of the fire. I got burn scars, and you can't see them. They're under my armor and stuff. But generally, I've got burn scars from it. This is not when I got hurt initially. This is not a big accident. But I pulled them out. I put them on the ground. I helped the mother tend her child, and the father came from whatever job he was done, and he was thanking me. And for a good part of a week, I was a local village hero. And they showered me with gifts, and they showered me with booze. And nothing made me feel better than helping others. That's the moment right there where I felt like a hero. And that's why I do it. I do it because it makes you feel really good. You finally do something to help someone else.
Yeah. Whilst I can understand how that would make you feel better about yourself, I don't get that at all. I don't care about most people. Most people have never cared about me. I mean, look at me. And it gives you a little bit of a weird grin, and it's disgusting.
It's horrible. It is horrible to look at. It's awkward. It's toothy. It would frighten small children.
I get that, but I've been hated by my own kind because, well, they're green, and I'm grey. I don't even have any hair. Don't even know if goblins have hair. Humans don't like me. My own kind don't like me. So you know what I thought fuck them. Right? The only thing that makes me feel good is making other people miserable and taking what I can at every opportunity. So I understand that. I understand what you're saying, and that's good. It's real good for you. But I think in my time of need, I will drink like you suggested. That's a good idea. And at this present point in time, I'd also like to offer something else.
Yeah.
Have you ever played 21?
21? No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, right. You seem to me like someone who's pretty switched on, who likes a bit of risk and adventure.
Switched on. I've never heard that one before, but yeah, risk and adventure for sure.
Yeah, great. See, I've got a deck of cards, right?
All right.
What you do is you've got a chance, similar to being a hero and an adventurer, to get my money from me. And I've got a chance to get your money from you.
All right.
What we do is we all start off with 2 cards. I draw 2 cards face down. You have 2 cards, yeah?
Yeah.
These cards have different values. And the rule is you don't go over 21.
Oh, okay. All right. That sounds easy.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? Do you want to play a bit whilst we're waiting?
All right. We'll do that. Let's have a game.
Great. 20 gold is the buy-in. What do you say?
20 gold, that's easy. I'll put it in. Done and dusted. There's your 20.
I laid 20 gold on the table, or whatever we're using as a table.
Fantastic. This is great. You're going to love this. Highest odds are in your favour.
May the odds ever be on your favour.
I'm not sure how you want to play.
I was just thinking that. I think we just do a low high roll on a d6.
I looked it up, and you can roll a 2d10. A 1's considered an 11.
Yeah. We could do it that way. I reckon just make it.
It's up to you.
Let's do a d6. Highest roll wins the hand, just to expedite the cards a little bit. So each of you roll a d6. As you lay your cards out, you make your bet, and Karnos, what did you?
1.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
Ad hoc, what did you roll?
Rolled a 3.
3. So, Karnos, you look at your cards. You're not entirely sure how this game works. You know that you can't go over 21. You look at it.
I've got a 2 and a 1. Yeah, that's 21. That's what I'm thinking to myself.
Yeah, you got a 2 and a 1. You think awesome. So you go, yep, no, I'm good. Don't want any more cards. Ad hoc, you initially get a 6 and a 9. And you think, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's 15. You take the risk. You draw another card. And you get a 3. Sweet. you go through the motions, you show each other your cards, and Adok, you win. It's like, you got 19. And Karnos goes, 21. You can explain to him that it's not 21 if you like.
No. See, actually, that is a 1. And that because, see that little weird sort of monstrosity face there? I think you call it like a skeleton or whatever. That's a 2. See, it's got 2 eyes on a skeleton. It's 2. Yeah. Whereas that card that you've got there, it's got 1 leg, so it's a 1. So you got
right. So that's got 3.
Yeah, 3.
Oh shit! Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I get it.
Karnos, you just lost 20 gold.
That's okay. I had him 20 gold, no hassles. I take a drink from one flask, I take a drink from the other, and I say, well, I'll see how quick you can lose money in this game.
Yeah.
And just to finish off my story, mate, you know how I started drinking?
No. Childhood trauma?
No, exactly the same story I just told you. It's just at the end of that week, the expectations of being a hero was far too high.
And I take 2 more drinks, I pocket my flasks, I flick him the 20 gold, and I get up and wander off.
You sure you don't want to have another game? That made me feel great.
I don't want to gamble all of the party's money. I just gamble what I thought was mine.
Fair enough.
And it's about this point that Esmeralda indeed returns, and she's sporting 2 large hares and a fox.
Shit, who owe money for that?
Adok puts his hands up. Hey!
Right, so that was 20 as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And then you've got to split that with Fibble because of the unevenness.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
she walks in, looks around, she goes, oh, what is it? Oh, of course, the elixir, god awful smell. Never get used to it. Ugh. Anywho, she sits down and proceeds to gut and skin the animals and butcher them and puts them over the fire and cooks some meat. Emilia, the smell of the fresh kill is is interesting. You've not thought of animal blood before, but Esmeralda, as she kills the animal and drains the blood as it's still relatively warm, she drains it into a bone cup, like a horn that's been cut down to a cup, and passes it to you. It may not be human blood, but it will sustain you in a pinch, as I'm sure by now you are unable to partake in food or water.
But wasn't I drinking animal blood for like half the campaign?
I think you've done it once. Actually, I'm not sure if you've actually drunk animal blood. I know you got some animal blood at the start.
Yeah, I was getting it from the butcher.
You got it from the butcher, yeah. But she hands it to you, nonetheless.
Alright, good.
Do you accept it?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I'm not sure it's quite the same, but
It will stave off the thirst for a while. It would at least help with the pain.
hungry, so I'm taking it.
So she sits there and she puts her pack down, she sits down, she starts to eat, offers the rest of you freshly cooked meat, which those you are more than willing to partake on. It smells great. Probably been a little while since you've actually cooked a meal yourselves with Fibble's ability to offer food, and while the food that he offers you is definitely filling, it is extremely tasteless and doesn't really smell like anything either. The smell of this food alone would probably make you guys hungry, I would imagine. Especially you, Adok. You're always thinking of your belly, so...
Yeah. We'll definitely probably eat both. Fibble's food and that food.
More than likely. As Esmeralda's sort of going through her pack and organising herself, Zadriel, you would definitely notice, as you seem to be the most focused on the tarot cards from Madame Eva when you first met her, and tied sort of shape in a cloth falls out of her pack and hits the ground. She picks it up and pops it back into her pack. And you would probably notice that they're the same size and shape of the tarot cards that Madame Ava had originally done your card reading. Whether you do anything with that is up to you. She just sort of goes, oh, and pops it back into a pack and puts a pack down to one side and goes back to eating and has some water. So, we'll be here for the evening, I dare say. We're quite safe here. Don't worry about the sounds of wolves and that you hear. These mountains run deep and sound does travel. But we're quite safe. One entrance, only one way to get in. I will stand first watch if it is okay with the rest of you. If you wish to stand watch with me, that is your prerogative.
Scared us.
Yeah, I'll take the watch as well.
Ah.
Not being pressured or anything, yeah, but yeah.
Your eyes will be valuable, Master Tiefling. By the way, what is your name?
Scathus.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Scathus. Many of your names I've heard in travels. Obviously Emilia, young Adok, and the interesting Mr. Fibblestib. Karnos the hero, and of course Zadriel the angel touched.
You you read the fortune cards. We got a card reading earlier, and I
you saw that?
noticed
Yes. I have dabbled a little. You have met Madame Ava.
Mm-hmm.
She is very old indeed. Much more practiced at the art than I, but I'm willing to offer a reading if you will. If you are up for it.
Yeah, well, yes. The first one we got is a little confusing at the end, so it would be nice.
Of course. Please, gather around. Everyone sit around the fire. And she gets everyone to move in close around the fire. She grabs a smooth stone and sort of moves it to one side. It's fairly flat, enough to lay out some cards. She puts the cards down, unfolds them, and places the cloth over the rock, and then sets the cards in the center, and asks all of you to just focus on the cards for a short time. She just says, focus, just look at the cards, and just focus for a time, as long as you can. Just allow me to concentrate. And she closes her eyes and just concentrates for a moment, also with her hand placed over top of the cards. She then takes a deep breath in, and she lays out a series of cards in a cross pattern. One in the center, left and right, top and bottom. It's the basic cross formation. She then focuses for a short time more, and then turns over the first card. This card tells of history, knowledge of ancient. Will help us better understand your enemy. This is the Avenger, justice, revenge for great wrongs. Those on a quest to get rid of great evil in the world. Since a written history, we also get a feeling that you have already discovered what this card alludes to. A diary, a tome of sorts. She then turns over the next card. This card tells of power, force for protection, holy symbol of great hope. The abjurer, those guided by logic and reasoning, warns of an overlooked clue or a piece of information. See a fallen house, guarded by a great stone dragon. Look at the highest peak for what you seek. The next, she slowly turns over. This card, I sense power, strength. Tells of a weapon of vengeance. Sword of light. Beacon of hope, if you will. The coming of a suffering or merciless cruelty. One who is an irredeemably evil statistic, the torturer. I feel the presence as she closes her eyes, and she then looks directly at you, Karnos. As you pick up the sword and it lights up, illuminating the cavern that you're sitting in. Fine weapon indeed, and one that will aid you in coming battles. The next, he turns. This card sheds light on one who will help in your coming battles. The broken one, defeated, failure, despair, the loss of something or someone without which one feels incomplete. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. Some say his mind is broken, but his spells are quite powerful and strong.
Excuse me, Esmeralda.
She holds up a hand and just waves for you to be silent as she turns the last card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose power is beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The artifact, the importance of some physical object that must be obtained, procured, protected, or destroyed at all costs. He lurks in the darkest where the morning light once shone. Sacred place. And then she holds her hands together, opens her eyes, and blinks a couple of times. Takes a deep breath in, and then looks to you, Karnos, as you were about to say something.
Sorry, yes, I did not mean to interrupt. I was just curious, the first few cards had numbers. The last two had, like, crown insignias. Does that mean something?
This is just the deck that they come from. It's a mixture of several, what we call the upper and lower decks, and the deck of nobles.
So the numbers of the lower deck and the crowns of the nobles?
Yeah, it's just a way of marking them as such. It's not pertinent to the card's information.
Okay, thank you.
This house with the dragon, I think that's Arkanvas.
Yes,
Did we miss something on the highest peak, maybe?
Did you explore the whole house? Or you...
We got to like a throne room and he told us to leave, so...
Vladimir, of course. If you leave him be, he will not disturb you. I've been through the house a few times. As long as you are careful and not too intrusive, you should be able to explore the rest of it if you so wish. The card certainly does point in that direction. It is the only house that is guarded by a stone dragon, of course.
You must have overlooked something.
Say you got to the throne room. You are only on the second floor. There is another floor above and the roof.
Oh.
Sounds right. You could like just fly up to the roof, couldn't you? That's the highest peak.
Oh, let me do all.
Oh no, sorry. If you want to go into the house with the things that told us to leave and the revenants, go for it. Just a suggestion, really.
He's a good shortcut.
Esmeralda's just shaking her head.
Just a side note, as I would have walked in, I would have found a rock, put it in the center of the pathway in, and cast alarm on it.
Okay. Did you tell everyone about that, or did you just do it?
Everyone would have seen me doing it every other time, so they probably will know. I wouldn't say I set the alarm or anything.
Would Esmeralda know about such things? Probably not.
Emilia is going to leave at night. She will return in the morning.
I do not believe that this would be a good idea.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. What they're saying.
More so for your safety, Emilia. We all know that Strahd is at its most powerful in the evening hours, and of course, his minions, the wolves, the zombies, the vampire spawn, they all roam at night.
That's not a problem.
If you were to die within the next day, and your best friend had to do it, wouldn't you do whatever the fuck you wanted? Why don't you leave her alone? She wants to go out and die. Let
Okay.
her.
Need I remind? All right. Fair enough. You want to leave at night? Do not come back. Yeah. Just don't do it. I don't mean to be rude, but don't come back. Because, if I may remind you, Zadriel, what happened the last time you left? Ooh, touchy subject? Sorry, but I just thought I'd probably bring it up.
Fuck you, people. And I'm going to go sit in the corner. Because I got the name wrong. But you know what? I walk over anyway.
What I say? I'm just pointing out, like, just think about what you're doing. I don't know what you want to do at night, Emilia. And frankly, I don't care. Fibble has tried to make something to save you, yeah? If you want to live, do not leave at night. I don't care what it is. Do not go. If you go, you will die, period. And if you come back, I will kill you, period. I'm not messing around this time. Did you not see what happened to Zadriel last time? I'm not going to risk that. I'm not going to risk you coming back as God knows what and affecting these people.
Emilia burst into laughter. Like, she's like, I'm already dead. Like, I know I'm dead. I've known I'm dead for a long time.
Great. Now go away. See ya. Goodbye. Leave.
So hang on. We just wasted Fibble's time making this potion. Our time collecting the ingredients. Just gonna throw it out the window. I say you take the fucking potion, you sit down, and you sit here with us since we've risked our lives for you.
Esmeralda stands up and sort of walks back towards the entrance of the cave, just letting you guys do your thing. She's watching and listening, but she's staying out of it at this point.
Fibble, did you create a potion?
Yeah, it's right fucking here. See? Stinks to high heaven.
She holds out her hand.
Give it to her.
Yep. Do you give it to her? Sorry.
Yes, he did.
He did? Sweet. She's gonna pocket it. And she's gonna stand up, drop her staff on the ground, and walk out the front door. Like, if the alarm goes off, it goes off.
Does the alarm go off?
No, I had it set for everyone
Okay.
that I knew was in here.
Okay, so the alarm doesn't sound.
How?
Esmeralda, as you pass Esmeralda on the way out, she puts her hand on your shoulder and stops you, not forcefully. She looks you dead in the eye and says, "You be careful. Do not know if you'll be welcome when you return. But be careful."
How far is Argynvost from here in a straight line?
Straight line, if you were to walk it, 4 hours.
Sweet. Sweet. Emilia's going to walk out, 10 meters from the cave.
Yep.
Wild shape into a giant eagle and fly straight up.
Okay.
And out of sight.
You guys would probably, whoever was, did anyone get up and walk to the cave entrance following her? Or was it just Esmeralda standing there?
I was gonna go and stop her, but too late.
You can attempt if you wish. It's up to you.
No.
So Zadriel gets up and looks like she's going to attempt to stop, and then second guesses and does not. Emilia leaves the cavern, walks a few meters from the entrance of the cave, and Esmeralda watches you transform into the giant eagle and take flight, heading directly into the sky. After a few moments, you break the cloud cover into the clear night sky above Barovia. For the first time since you've been in Barovia, you now can see the moon in all its glory. It's not full, about 2/3, but just the moonlight hitting your wings, your feathers, and almost stinging your eyes, being the first time you've seen it without cloud cover. But it's a good feeling. It's a feeling of comfort. Damn, music wasn't going. What is Emilia thinking at this point?
Emilia's thinking to her goddess, the time has come. This must be goodbye. I have followed you my whole life. But if I do not, and she is stuttering the same way I am. I know what is happening, and you know what is happening. It is the only way.
You get a sense that you've been heard, but you also get a sense that she cannot reach you where you are. As much as she sees you, as much as she feels your pain and knows what is coming, you know this place is unreachable for her. And that's not a nice feeling. It's a feeling of almost despair and sorrow. But at least you know she heard you. That brings some comfort. What does Emilia do next?
Emilia is going to basically glide in the moonlight and fly back towards Argynvost.
Okay. Easily done.
With 80-foot flying speed.
Yes, you can get there quite quickly. 2 hours.
2 hours?
Probably just under 2 hours. I think you can hold your wild shape for 4, half your druid level.
Remember.
Yeah, it's half your druid level normally.
Oh, sweet.
So you got plenty of time to get there.
So she's she's gonna fly in the moonlight the whole way, just sort of loving it, loving the feel of the moonlight. And then when she gets to Argynvost, she's gonna fly back down into Argynvost, and where the graveyard is outside.
Yes.
She's going to land in the graveyard. She's going to use what in the heck it is?
Mold earth, I believe.
Mold earth, and dig out one of the graves.
You wouldn't have to. There is 5 unearthed
She's
graves
gonna
here.
make it deeper.
Can make it deeper? No worries.
Deeper. She's going to jump in and she's going to bury herself.
Duly noted. And you do so.
And I do so.
We will momentarily switch back to the group. Emilia leaves the cave. Esmeralda turns and walks back in and looks at Zadriel and just smiles softly. You get the impression she understands what Emilia is about to do, or intending on doing, or something along the lines. She looks at the rest of the group and says, "I will take first watch. Skathis, I believe you wish to stand watch with me, if you will. We will take second."
I can take second. No hassle.
Zadriel and Karnos to take second, leaving Fibble and Adok for final watch, if you so wish.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. We can do that. Oh, by the way, don't go past that stone or rock thing
Okay.
near the entrance. Just don't.
All right. As you wish. You're a strange little man, I must admit. But intelligent. Sense that. Do not fear what you do not understand. Emilia is your friend, as much as she may be changing. Do not be quick to judge. I sense that she has had a troubled life. Not easily trusting.
Troubled lives.
There is more there than meets the eye.
We've
Bear
had
that
some
in
ups
mind.
and downs, the lot of us, with her. She blatantly disrespects Mr. Stibb, I think, and that potion, the bits and pieces weren't easy to come by, were they, Stibb?
No, just the flowers. Everything else I had in my pots. Well, stuff. Which reminds me, I got to get more shit.
Why did it take so long to make then? I thought it was like quite a hassle to get.
Huh? Ah, it's just this recipe. Yeah, he's written stuff and then come back and don't worry, it's just confusing alchemy crap. But I know how to make it now. And then, by the way, I put in notes on how to properly do it while I've been doing it.
No worries. Well, the rest of you get some sleep. I will stand watch with Skathis. Ensure your safety. See you all in the morning. And as she turns and sort of sits with her back to the rest of the group, sort of watching out the front of the cave, folds her arms and just sits and watches. And that is where we'll end tonight's session, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, people. Well done. Ooh. GG's, everyone. Drax, well done, my friend. A bit of a heartfelt moment at the end there. So we'll see what happens next week when and if Emilia returns. Whew. Right. So, usual story. Chat, if you have any moments that stand out for you, put them in the chat. We'll read them out and definitely go through those. But we will start with Fibblestib tonight with a RP moment for any kind of moment from tonight's session.
Okay. When Zadriel blamed me when she was actually talking to Adolf.
That was definitely a slip of the tongue.
I was sitting there going, yeah, typical.
It's
I
clipped.
always
It's
blame.
clipped.
Someone clipped it. So it's canon. Everything's Fibble's fault.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault. I'm okay with it. And the other one was when Adok was saying to Emilia, like, if you leave, don't come back. And in the long run, it's like, yeah, you're choosing to leave the party. So your coming back is up to the party, not up to her. Which is kind of like sit down and going, yeah, but I like Drax. So.
Adok.
Yeah, a couple of moments that stood out. Carlos revealing his backstory about saving the fire, first becoming a hero, and trying to impart some bravery in Adok. I think that whole story was really cool. I really enjoyed that. But also, another moment that stuck out was obviously Drax towards the end. That was definitely unexpected. So, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, I enjoyed, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. But yeah. I'm a mix at the moment of emotion, which is good.
Scathus.
Well, the FU Fibble moment, of course. Well done, Drax. That was awesome. And the game of 21.
Oh yes, the old blackjack. Carnos.
I got two main moments. One was Emily's description about when you said, how do you feel, or what do you feel on the inside? And she said, like a burning log from the inside out, just ashes within. I thought that was a cracking answer. Whether it was on the spot or something you'd had written down, Drax, I thought that was a really good answer. And my other one is, every fucking thing that Adok does, every time he opens his mouth, it just, I grin from ear to ear. I don't know what it is. It's just everything he says, everything you say, Cam, is just fucking hilarious. I had to mute myself many times. I don't know, something about Adok's, he doesn't want to do anything, but it's just the way he puts it. I don't know, it's good. It's great.
Zadriel.
I like that. Did you order a cart? I like that. The moment when we're trying to figure out why the cart's there. And Adok saying to me, you are a hero too. Carnos was very nice. I like that. And everyone's kind of said the rest, so I will leave it at that.
No problem. Emilia. Drax.
So there's a few things here. For one, I'm sad to sort of be leaving, but in general, who knows if that's going to come to fruition. So the few moments, there's somebody said, "Where's the skull?" and everyone was basically like, "Oh, it's inside Emilia." Talking about the dragon skull.
That's right. Yeah.
The dark place.
There's Adok going, "Help me, help you, help us, help everything." It's just that cracked me up. Scathus disappears and Carlos is like, "Oh God, he found the ring."
Yes, I did pick up on that moment.
And Scathus, Carlos trying to spell Scathus.
Scathus, yes, with an F. Oh yes.
And there's two other ones. There's Fibble saying, "I'm not mad, I'm insane."
Yes.
That cracked me up. And Carlos drinking heroism. It's like, this is how I'm heroic.
Liquid courage. We all know, we've all experienced the liquid courage moments, I'm sure. So, yeah, so chat, not an RP moment, but when Cam jumped at the horse whinny, that was from Mino. Yes, I saw that, Cam. I saw you jump when I played the horse whinny. I think everybody caught that. But yeah, so just a valid point, Drax, in the chat. Emilia is essentially, I mean, as much as it's your guys' characters, she's choosing your lives over hers by leaving and potentially taking away the risk. Whether you guys see it that way, that's up to you.
That's a point of view for sure.
Yeah,
that's definitely a point of view. Yeah,
I mean, whether your characters are taking that on board is up to you. But yeah, I mean, is it selfish that she's leaving? Possibly, possibly not. Is she putting you guys first over herself? Taking that danger away from you? Which I think Zadriel definitely sees. But yeah, very, very well done, Drax, on the moments there, the conversation between Zadriel and Drax, Zadriel and Emilia, and then the little bit of a monologue with Saloon and flying in the moonlight. I mean, definitely picture that in your head, just the eagle soaring in the open moonlight towards Argynvost. Poor old Steve. Yeah, Steve's not there. You don't know where Steve is. Nobody's asking about Steve. But I think everyone did well tonight. Fibble with the creation of the elixir, Adok's reaction to Emilia wanting to leave, and the conversation between Karnos and Adok as well. Skaithis' use of his invisibility, knowing he doesn't have it for very long, wanting to get a few uses in. Well done with that as well, Trash. Making use of it. And Skaithis' reaction to not being able to read Common. Finally figuring out that he can no longer read. Well, he still hasn't figured out he can't read anything, but he's slowly coming to the realization he can no longer read anything. And that'll play out in further sessions, I would imagine, as well. So whether Emilia returns next week will be determined next week. But at this point, she's still around, so she's not gone. But obviously you guys know that her time in Barovia is running very, very short. Corroborated by the fact that Esmeralda has pretty much told you exactly that what is happening to her is inevitable, and it will happen. So yeah, unfortunately Drax intended this character to die early in the campaign and decided he didn't want it to die, which is why it's ended out this way. So we've sort of dragged, I think I've played the story out as much and as long as I can now, so it's kind of coming to fruition.
Thing to offer.
Yes.
Not at RP. Well, technically RP in chat. Isn't that right, Zadriel?
What?
Asking Skate to start offering himself to
For the team, for God's
Well, you can't. I mean, come on. She doesn't want to die a virgin, mate. Come on. I mean, you got 4 males in this party, and none of you stepped up to the plate. Although Karnos really can't. So.
Karnos would have had something to do it with.
Probably.
Go to the dark place, Skate.
Right, so guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us once again on this Wednesday night Curse of Strahd episode 48. As I say, 4 episodes away from the 1 year mark of this campaign. Thoroughly enjoying it still. We'll continue to enjoy it. Glad to see everyone stopping by and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the subs tonight. The raids, the follows. You guys are awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. Players, again, thank you so much for hanging out and being a part of our sessions once again. I think we're going to raid. Who are we going to raid? We've got Lost Archives. We normally raid them. We've got another one here. These guys have got 6 viewers. Arthur Pendragon OG. Because of King Arthur, we're going to raid these guys. So we're going to copy them. They're about 50 minutes in. They've got 6 viewers. So guys, if you can, when we drop the raid on these guys, pop in, hit them up with a follow, hang out if you can. If you can't, no drama, but at the very least drop them a follow, show them some support. And we will see you guys back here tomorrow night for Pew Pew Thursdays. I'm on lockdown. I'm playing games. We do every Thursday anyway, but we're on lockdown at the moment. We're going to be probably run late. So it'll be Rainbow Six tomorrow night. If you guys have it and want to play, definitely come and hang out with us.
I'm sure Cam would love to get some shooting in.
Arthur Pendragon OG.
Rainbow Six, yeah.
Rainbow Six, definitely. It'll be customs, so we'll definitely do that. Start the raid here. Raid started. We're good. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much once again.